This episode is brought to you by 1Password. Imagine what your brain could remember if it didn't have to hold on to 100 different passwords. Free your brain from remembering passwords. Get 1Password. 1Password combines industry-leading security with award-winning design to bring private, secure, and user-friendly password management to everyone. Don't let security slow your business down. Go to onepassword.com/technews to start your 2-week free trial.
You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now, here's John Katzimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
And we are back here on Katz and Cosby. Lots of big deals happening today. And there was a prisoner swap with China. I didn't even know we had a number of people there. But apparently they released some Americans and we got some Americans. We gave up some Chinese folks. I don't know who the details are of how bad they were, the ones that we gave up. Apparently we had a couple here. But for all the details, let's go to Gordon Chang. His Twitter handle is Gordon G. Chang, great China expert. Do you know, who we gave up on this end, Gordon? I know who we got back.
We don't know that. And obviously they were properly detained. What we do know is we got 3 Americans, 2 who are considered to be wrongly detained, 1 American we just don't know about. Could very well have been a CIA asset. But the issue here, Rita, is that we have all of these prisoner exchanges. We're encouraging the Chinese to grab more American hostages. According to some counts, there are 200 Americans wrongfully detained in China right now, and 30 who are wrongly under exit bans, which means they can freely roam the country, but they're not allowed to leave it. This is a replay of what's been going on with Russia with Brittany Griner. She was released in December 2022 for Victor Bout, the notorious arms dealer. And then after she was released, the Russians then detained Evan Gorsevich of the Wall Street Journal, and that was a wrongful detention. So here we've got all these Americans being taken. And by the way, Hamas grabbed about 10 American hostages on October 7th. So this is just, we've got to stop this. This is just wrong with these hostage exchanges because we're just encouraging more detentions.
Yeah. By the way, what do you make of there's a story that it's a Russian ship may have been responsible for cutting the cables.
This is Chinese?
Chinese. Forgive me, Chinese. We were talking Russia. That's why I heard him say Russia. But Chinese. And it was a communication cable underwater and in the Baltic. What would China do that? It's kind of interesting, and it's an interesting kind of warfare if that's the case.
This is fascinating because we have a Chinese vessel, the Yipeng 3, left a Russian port, was apparently under the command of a Russian captain. It apparently severed 2 cables in the Baltic Sea, one between Sweden and Lithuania, the other between Finland and Germany. Both cables were cut shortly after, within a minute of the Yipeng 3 crossing over them. So clearly it is a suspect in this. And it's a joint Chinese-Russian operation from what we can see. Chinese vessel, Russian captain, Russian port.
So you think it's not an accident?
No, because we've had these cable severings before by China. So they got away with it in the past. They thought they could get away with it now. And so therefore we had these 2
How hard is it to fix
the
it?
cables.
How hard is it to fix it, Gordon?
Not that hard to fix it, but the point is if China were to do this at multiple locations at the same time at a sensitive period, then yes, there would be a problem. In these cases, there were just momentary outages and there were reduced volume through the remaining cables. But nonetheless, we should be going hard after both Beijing and Moscow because this could have been much worse.
Yeah. Speaking of China, too, the whole world seems to be reshaping, obviously anticipating President Trump, knowing he's coming back. He already brought up the other day about these tariffs. And he talked about, obviously, tariffs on Mexico, tariffs on Canada, and he also talked about tariffs on China. Does the threat, even just the threat of tariffs, does that create leverage? And how do you see Trump and China working out?
Well, we know that it's created leverage because the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, who just hates the United States, actually said that she was going to stop after Trump's announcement on Monday about the 25% tariffs on Mexico. She said that she was going to halt the caravans then going through her country to the southern border of the U.S. We also know Justin Trudeau said that he was going to negotiate and work with the United States because we got a problem with migrants from our northern border as well. So we can see that Trump is already moving both Canada and Mexico in much better directions. And he's not even president yet.
Yeah, that's true. So what about China? How they're going to handle it?
Well, China is threatening. They say, nobody wins a trade war. But the problem for China is that it's a trade surplus country. And in trade wars, trade surplus countries never win. Through September of this year, China's merchandise trade surplus with the United States was $217.5 billion, which means we have 217.5 billion reasons why we'll win this trade war.
Well, that sounds
positive for us, at least.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that, like I said before, is that Trump is terrorizing the terrorists.
He's absolutely doing that. Iran's gone quiet, too. This is a very good situation across the world because bad actors, at this point, at least, they don't want to take the United States on. China, which had been extremely belligerent and provocative in its peripheral waters and seas through October, suddenly went quiet in November. So that's a good sign, and it shows that the Chinese are reacting to the Trump election.
Understood.
Absolutely.
Gordon, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you, Gordon. We love having you.
And happy Thanksgiving to all you guys.
Thank you so much.
Stay safe.